Today I'm seated on the wharf, adjacent to all the water space, the 100 acres of water space that we'll be creating as a sanctuary for captive whales. And what I'm reminded of is the times I spent in Iceland with Keiko, the free Willy whale. We'd taken him there more than 20 years ago, back to where he had first been captured as a 2-year-old whale. And when we got him in the bay, in a bay not unlike this, certainly rougher weather, but a bay that was open, some 10, 12, 15 acres. We have over 100 acres here for the whales we'll bring, but that was a 50-acre netted off bay. And when Keiko got in the water, he would swim across it and chase birds. If there was rough weather, stormy weather that was difficult for us, he'd just get up like this, and the waves and the wind would come into his face, and you could see how excited he was in that environment. And it's that experience that I picture here, where we'll have whales in these waters. They'll be able to chase birds across the bay. They'll be able to play in the water. They'll have waves. This is a very calm day today, but there'll be days where it's not calm, and they'll enjoy both because they'll have freedom to decide how to spend their time in these waters. And so I've seen it happen with Keiko. I experienced the joy, and you don't know that it's truly joy in his mind, but it sure looks like it to us. We're seeing him exuberant. We're seeing him moving gracefully and powerfully through the water. And you can't see that in a marine park. You never see that in a tank. You don't see the whales just experiencing their environment the same way. They only experience really what they're told to do and what they have to do. And that's completely different than what the whales will have here. Here they'll be able to choose whether they dive, whether they swim across the whole 100 acres. If one of our whales is all the way out there by Rocky Point and the like, we'll barely see them from here. That's how big this sanctuary is. And that's what it means to give them back freedom in nature. Of course we'll take care of them. We'll provide them food. We'll give them medical care. We'll provide enrichment for them. But they choose how they spend their time. And they spend it in nature. And having seen it before, having seen it with Keiko in Iceland, I can picture what it'll be like here. And it's tremendously exciting to think about how we'll be able to bring whales here. Think about Kiska. I mean, the pictures we've seen of Kiska in Marineland, where she's kind of slamming her body against the side of the tank. We call those, scientifically, those are stereotypies, where she's doing a behavior in repetition over and over. Swimming in circles is the same thing. It's like if you or I was in solitary confinement and we'd be nodding or perhaps pacing. Same kind of thing that happens with whales when they're in solitary confinement, when they're in a tank. And I picture how we can give her quality of life, give Kiska quality of life in a bay like this. Now we don't know that we can bring Kiska here. That's not up to us. She's right now basically owned by a marine park, a private company. But working with them or with the government or both to be able to find a solution so that her life, the rest of her life, can be in a natural environment, what could be better? I mean, that's a tremendous opportunity for her, but equally for all of us to do the right thing. So we think of Kiska. I think of the belugas that are in Marineland. Think of belugas that are in South Korea. Earlier this week, Lori and I got to speak with some people in South Korea about 2 belugas that are in 2 aquariums there. And there's interest there in figuring out whether those whales could be candidates to come here. And there's tremendous opportunity. They're in small tanks. The government is concerned about it, the public is concerned about it, and even the owners of the parks are trying to figure out what they should do next. Because people all over the world are realizing that it's not appropriate, it's wrong to keep whales in small tanks where their lives are jeopardized, their health is compromised, and they're not living as they should. So we don't know precisely who the whales will be who will come here. But there is interest from all over the world in what we're doing. And it's just tremendously exciting for us, I hope for all of you, and we look forward for all of you to join us in this effort. Help us build this sanctuary, and it will be a home for whales from all over the world to live in nature as they're meant to.